Hello, my name's Anand and you're very welcome to this channel. If you're a regular, welcome back. If you're new, I'm a life coach that focuses on emotional wellness. And in the last couple of videos, I've been exploring a journey through the different emotions. So there's a link to last week's video where we looked at anger. And this week in our journey, using a painting to illustrate the different emotions, we're going to look at laughter. And specifically this week, I'm asking for you to reflect on how deep is your laugh and how deep is your laughter. So this week I've added another layer for those of you who are following along. When I think of laughter, like real deep, genuine laughter, like when you watch a good comedy or something that just really gives you the giggles, that becomes this big full belly laugh. I think of champagne bubbles. I think of light airiness. I feel like a tension leaving my body. Everything's loosening up. So I was kind of like trying to represent this sort of bubbly champagne laughter feeling. And while I was reflecting on laughter, and I always feel like it's sort of a bright, vibrant, colory feeling, I was also looking at the dark side of it. You know, the repressed laughter, or the many faces of laughter. There's that natural deep belly laugh that we all experience, and particularly we might see it in children, and we're often quite enchanted by the way they laugh because we know it's a full deep belly laugh. It's like they're in it, you know, and it's a total laugh. But as we get older, particularly when we go to school and we get in the workplace and life gets in the way, we become more serious and we laugh a lot less. And just to illustrate this, I used to run a lunchtime meditation and I played around with a couple of laughter meditations. They'd be about 10 minutes long. And what was interesting was that half the group really enjoyed it. But the other half of the group were like, absolutely no, I don't want to do this. And when I'm very curious and I just wanted to know kind of what was going on for them. And one person shared that for them when they were in school, you know, they weren't allowed to laugh. They were punished, you know, and they were told not to laugh and shouted at and humiliated. For someone else, laughter was a form of bullying and humiliation, where people would laugh and sneer and jeer at them. So for them, they just weren't comfortable with laughing. It felt like they were being laughed at. And if that's something you've experienced, it can be extremely difficult. So then laughter becomes that almost reminder of, oh gosh, all those people that used to laugh at me. And then for some of us, we use laughter as a mask to avoid other emotions. So rather than feeling anger or sorrow or annoyance or disgust, we're just all like, you know, and it's that weird sound, forced laugh, and you can kind of hear it yourself. I'm a bit guilty of this one where I can make a joke out of something so I don't have to feel it, or I use laughter and humour to minimize something. And that in itself can have a bigger consequence, because if I minimize, I'm sidestepping something and I'm not allowing myself to experience the actual emotion in that moment. I'm using laughter as a defense mechanism. So thinking about your laughter, how often do you laugh? What type of laughter is it? Is it that deep belly laugh where you feel physically lighter? That, you know, you hear these studies talk about the benefits of laughter. You think, yeah, that's the kind of laughter I have. And interestingly enough, when you've really laughed deeply and loudly as an adult, what's the reaction of others around you? Do they laugh with you? Or sometimes I have this. I have a big, deep, loud laugh. People have looked at me in annoyance and irritation. And then it's like you almost feel like, oh, I better quieten down the laugh. So I do this sort of laugh. Do you cover your mouth when you laugh? What's that about? Does laughter come with shame? There's all sorts of things that when we think of laughter, yeah, it's a really positive, good emotion. But sometimes we don't look at laughter and whether we laugh a lot or laugh at the minimum. I often think of, and this is why I share this work, of often, we experience emotions at the minimum. Just a little bit of annoyance, just a little bit of laughter, just a tiny bit of crying, only at the barest of moments. And then it's like, what is the impact? Because again, if you're repressing your laughter, you're not allowing it out. You're not allowing that joy and the playfulness of laughter to come out. So I encourage you to really look at how deep is your laughter, what type of laughter, what's the conditioning around your laughter. I'm reminded of a friend of mine who lives in Russia, and he shared with me how, smiling is almost considered rude. So forget about laughter. You have no chance. And I've experienced it in other cultures where, laughing's a no-go. And that must be hard to kind of contain the giggles. Actually, I know it's hard to contain the giggles. I remember when I was little and I got a fit of the giggles and the teacher was telling me to stop and I couldn't. She sent me out of the room. I went out, I'm trying to compose myself, I come back in and I'm there giggling away when I come back in. This time, and it was the time of corporal punishment, so she gave me a slap. I still kept laughing. Nothing could stop the laughter. And eventually she ended up laughing too, which was kind of sweet. So yeah, it's hard to contain laughter. So it's maybe consider how much energy do you use to hold in your laughter? Or how much energy do you use to produce fake laughter so you can avoid some other emotion? So if you find yourself a little stuck, I really recommend some laughter meditations. There's laughter yoga and there's all sorts of other laughter meditations. I like OSHO Laughter Meditation. Maybe journal. Maybe explore it. If you're watching a comedy, maybe just notice, what is your laughter like? Do you feel guilty about laughter? I know that after when my sister died, I felt extremely guilty about laughter. It was a year or two after her death and I was watching a comedy. And I remember really laughing. And then this something hit me and it flipped into deep crying. Laughing can be very cathartic for tears too. So it's a very powerful emotion too. So play with it, explore it, look at your laughter. If you want more, take a laughter meditation. If you find yourself stuck in it, that you find you can't laugh and you don't allow yourself to laugh and all the things you've tried aren't working, do get in touch with me to book a free discovery call. I give people an hour of free coaching just to see what it feels like for you, just to get a taste of it. There's all the details on how to book down below. And until next time, where we continue our journey into the emotions, I hope you have a lovely week. And if you resonate with anything I've shared in this video, do drop a comment below. And the usual like, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. I look forward to connecting with you again. All right. Bye-bye.